believe Buffalo is going to win it, folks.
Kick your heels up and shout.
We've seen why the Buffalo Bills are en route to the playoffs.
Come on now, the Bills are making it happen now. Stand up now, come on and shout.
Buffalo Bills go undefeated. And we're going to the Super Bowl.
Yeah. Now, baby, come on, come on.
No one
Come on
Circles the
and
wagon
shout.
like the Buffalo Bills.
All right, we are live, and we are back. Welcome to another episode of the Overdue Bills podcast. Listen, man, circle the wagons, man. It just seems like the train just keeps going. It keeps going, and it keeps going. We're excited. We're definitely excited today. Big things is happening.
You sound speechless. You know,
Yeah,
sound speechless. You all right, bro? You good?
Yeah. I'm sure. Big things definitely happening. But I gotta introduce the gang. You know, our guy, Matt, aka Matty Ice. Matt, what's up, man?
Not much, man. Just still pumped up from yesterday. It's the great home opener. Man, it was electric in there. I'm just happy to be back to talk about it.
Absolutely. And our guy, Rad, aka All Purpose Rad, what's up?
Man, I'm great, man. I'm happy to be a Bills fan. We got the best team in football. You know, one of the, so I mean, it's a good day. A good day to be a Bills fan, bro. Can't complain at all.
Absolutely. Definitely a celebratory day. We're excited. And with that being said, man, it's a lot to get to. So, Matt, please let the people know who is sponsoring this show today.
Yes, sir. This episode and every other episode is brought to you by the good people at Buffalo Wing Kings. There's two things the guys over here at the Overdue Bills podcast know. That's Bills football, and that's wings. Our first choice and the best choice is Buffalo Wing Kings. It's football season, everybody, man. Any event you guys have, any tailgate party, any random Monday night, Thursday night, Sunday night, football Sunday, hit up Buffalo Wing Kings, get your orders in, stop down and see them at 484 Elmwood Avenue, or give them a call at 716-248-1427. Find out why they say, and we know, they got the best wings in town, hands down. And make sure when you order, you mention the Overdue Bills podcast, get 10% off your order.
Absolutely. You know the vibe. Shout out to Buffalo Wing Kings. You know how we do it. All right. Let's get a bit of housekeeping. Let's get a little bit of housekeeping out the way. OverdueBillsPod.com. OverdueBillsPod.com. Listen, please, today, right now, immediately. Right now. Do it. Please go on the website. Get your merch. We got t-shirts, we got hoodies, we got hats. Listen, it's an amazing thing going on over there. It's still a sale. We still got the sale going up. Sale's gonna come down in a minute, but we still got a little sale up there. But so please hurry up. Go make that move. And let me say this. Please like, share, rate, and review. Go on, do those amazing things. We need you. We need you to share this video. Shout out to Buffalo fan base. So please go check that out on all platforms, especially go to our Instagram page, Overdue Bills Instagram page. We got pregame, postgame shows. It's amazing things going on. All Overdue Bills content is out there for you. So please go out there and get it. All right. And with that being said, man, we gotta move forward. I want to go quick question of the day. And I want to ask this to the guys and everybody out there. Because, listen, this whole day, I've been looking at the national media talk about the Bills. Like, it's the craziest thing I've ever seen. Like, all day. It's the leading topic on every publication. It's crazy. I can't get away from it. I cannot get away from Bills content. But a lot has been talked about Ken Dorsey, and a lot has been talked about Brian Daboll. We understand Brian Daboll is 2-0 with this new team, the New York Giants. Ken Dorsey has been doing an amazing job in these two games. So my question is, the quick question of the day is, Rad, who are you picking, Ken Dorsey or Brian Daboll? Which one? I know it's early, but like from what we see now, who are we selecting, Ken Dorsey or Brian Dable? There's been a lot of talk about it, and I want to hear y'all in the comments what y'all got to say.
I gotta go Ken Dorsey.
Wow.
He here with us now. He do a lot of things that I like. A lot of that RPO action where you can just if Allen and Diggs if they see something, they can just go. It ain't about the play calling necessarily. Is a lot. The keys is in Josh Allen's hands. It's probably less Ken Dorsey and more. I mean, I'm not saying it like that, but it's a lot of Josh Allen and him and Diggs is top notch, and they got the freedom to freelance and do what they need to do in that RPO action that I wanted all last year. We did some. I'm not saying that DeBoer didn't, but a lot of that RPO action that we got where he can pull it out his stomach, just give it catch and pitch with Diggs. I gotta go Ken Dorsey all day.
Matt.
Yeah, I'm gonna follow suit. Dorsey's our guy.
Yeesh.
Brian Dable is an op now, as Sam would say, and the cool kids would say. So yeah, I gotta go with our guy Ken. And I like a comment. So far that we got Dorsey because he lets Josh play, man, and I feel like he lets Josh kind of get free reign and make play. I mean, not saying that Brian Dable really didn't do that, but man, it just looks like Josh is in total control of that offense now, and he can do no wrong.
I think, and I'm gonna go with Ken Dorsey, and I think I'm gonna be honest and transparent. A lot of people kind of bag the Golden State Warriors when they made the transition from Mark Jackson to Steve Kerr, right? And like, oh my God. And granted, Mark Jackson deserves a lot of credit. He got those players to a position, right, to a place in their career. And I honestly believe in my heart of hearts, I'm not saying that Mark Jackson could have never won a ring, but Steve Kerr took it to another level, right? Like for whatever reason, he just had the juice at that moment in time to kind of take those players, to take that team to another level. I think it's similar to what we have right now. Brian Dable, amazing offensive coordinator, right? He took our team to a certain level. He kind of matured Josh. Josh is at this point where he's an MVP candidate, so on and so forth, a la Steph Curry. But now we have the Steve Kerr, right? We have the Ken Dorsey where it's like, it's just a different flavor, man. It's like it's like an energized, type of feel. And it's a confidence. I think the biggest thing for me is the confidence that Ken Dorsey has in a Josh Allen, to whereas Josh Allen is legitimately looking on the sideline like, yeah, no. We're actually gonna stay on the field. Like, we're not gonna do anything what you're saying.
And I think a lot of that goes to Ken Dorsey playing days, right?
Absolutely.
He was a really, really good college football player. Remember the U heyday? Ken Dorsey, them boys was nice. I remember watching that Ohio State. I remember watching that Ohio State championship game and they lost, but I remember those days, bro. McGahee was out there. It was a great. He had a great run at the U. It was the end of the U little dynasty. Ken Dorsey was the quarterback there.
Yeah.
So I think that having that high level of playing football with great teams and just knowing what he wanted to be, knowing what he needed to be. I mean, I'm not saying Brian Dable isn't a great offensive coordinator, but I think having played the position at a high level like that in college, helps him understand, what's in Josh Allen's mind somewhat. I would think.
Yeah.
No, it does. And I mean, at the end of the day, when we look back on it, Buffalo Bills fans can smile either way, right? We're happy that Ken Dorsey is doing great and he is the man for the job. And shout out to Brian Dable. You know what I'm saying? He's doing what he's doing where he's at. You know what I mean? It shows us that our culture, and that's one thing I'm going to talk about moving forward, our infrastructure is intact and we're reproducing, right? It's just not like great teams reproduce. Unfortunately, you get like that's what happens in the league. You reproduce, and we're reproducing at this current moment in time. All right, with that being said, so it's a lot of Dorsey out there, man. It's a lot of Dorsey. When Dorsey call a bad game, I want to see all this Dorsey talk then.
Yeah, you.
Listen, listen. I'm water. I'm never static. I'm water. I'm saying, like, I call it how I see it. But let's do this. Let's go to our Bills on the Move segment. We got to get a little pleasantries out the way. And I got something to say. I know Josh said I'm going to be a little happier. Like, I do have something to say. We got to talk about the injury report, man. It is I will say that this is one thing that I did. I wrote this down on my notes watching the game. I was somewhat, there's a silver lining for me. We're going to get to the injury report in 1 second, that a lot of the injuries are taking place early in the season, right? Like, I think it can be somewhat of a sign of a good team that let's get the injuries out the way and then get healthy towards the end of the season, right? Because clearly, I mean, we beat the Rams, we beat the Titans, you know, we got a good game coming up next week. So, like, if we can rack up wins now and not be full of strength, and then as the season comes, all of our good players kind of come back healthy, then that's actually a good sign. But with that being said, we all saw Dane Jackson. I actually turned my head for a second. I think my son was asking me something about roadblocks or something, and I actually did not see the play. So, like, when in the group message, I'm like, yo, what happened? Like, I honestly didn't know what happened. I just saw the game was just off TV. It was a commercial. So Dane Jackson had a terrible play with yours truly, Tremaine Edmonds. We understand how he flails a lot. He's everywhere. I'm not gonna bag on him a lot, but I just had to say that. So Dane Jackson, Michael Hyde went out the game, neck injury. Mitch Morris, he went out the game, but he did come back. Spitzer Brown was clutching something. Matt Milano, Jordan Phillips. I just want to read this off. Gabe Davis, Ed Oliver, Tim Settle are getting better according to sources. All right? According to sources, Gabe Davis, Ed Oliver, Tim Settle are getting better. Dane Jackson is in good spirits. We've heard that coming out of camp. We've heard people talking about that on multiple platforms. He's talking now. He's out of the hospital. He's day to day. You know what I mean? We'll see. Matt Milano, Jordan Phillips, Mitchell Morris are also day to day. All right? So I want to ask the guys, how do you feel about, like, are you on my type of time where it's like you're happy the injuries are happening early, or you just like, listen, we need to get this? How are y'all feeling about the injuries right now, Matt?
Well, I mean, it doesn't seem like any of them are like too serious. So that's what I'm not like I'm pretty indifferent on it because it's not like, you know, we're not like losing guys for the season, knock on wood. We're not like getting ACLs or Achilles type injuries, nothing crazy like that. So with that being said, you know, I'm kind of glad it is happening early because, you know, we want everybody to be, we want to be full go for the end of this season because we're at this, you know, it's only 2 games in, but we are in Super Bowl mode. You know what I'm saying? So we got to have all of our guys there. So I'm not too worried about it.
Okay. Right.
Yeah, I mean, this will happen. This is football. You know, people gonna get hurt. It's only a matter of time. Obviously, we waiting for Trey to get back. He got hurt last year. And, you know, we had some guys go down last year. So it's the next man up mentality that we got to have. I think we did a good job. You know, when Mitch was gone, we did a good job of showing that. I think, you know, if Dane got hurt, Elam came in, right? Hyde, we got Jaquan Johnson. We got some boys who played or some high pedigree guys we drafted that, you know, even with Ed Oliver, Tim Settle being out, our D-line just seemed like we missed the beat. So I think we got some guys on the back. We got some guys that's, you know, the second and third string guys that's coming in and replacing these guys. So now we don't want that for long stretches, obviously, but as of right now, game by game, I think we got the guys, the dogs that can fit in. So I'm good.
I'm with you. I appreciate what Matt said. They're not like wild injuries. You know what I'm saying? Like, thank God Dane Jackson is okay. You know what I'm saying? But I will say this, and I said it last week. And we're gonna talk about him, I'm sure. Tremaine Edmonds, I appreciate him. He just gotta chill, yo. Like, yo, you gotta relax, bro. Because what people fail to realize is that I don't know if everybody played football, but we all played football with the dude. Like, bro, you stay over there because you like injuriness. Like, you just got it with you. Like, you just real jittery. You jitterbug. And it's like, bro, stop. Why are you jumping on a pile? Like, stop. Why are you on my foot? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, he's that guy. And I've seen him. I'm going to give it a stat. I've seen the guy before. His name is Elijah Noble. He's that, like, jitterbug and just weird. Like, bro, you go over there, I'm over here. You know what I'm saying? Like, because you always doing something. We know players like that. We know people like that, bro. Like, I'm just being honest. Like that. And Tremaine Edmonds is just that type of guy. No disrespect. He's a jitterbug.
I mean, I don't know, because you said you want him to be more aggressive. You want him to lead, be one of them attack type of people that make the tackle go backwards instead of forward.
I do.
And he was on that. He was trying to be on that type of time yesterday. That's the type of time he was trying to be on, and they were stopping Derrick Henry in the backfield a lot of times. So, the gift and the curse. It was a freak play. I don't want to put that on him. I know that's not what you're trying to say.
I'm not.
But he got to play loose. He a rangy guy. He's long. He got. So, I mean, hey, what you gonna do?
Thank God Dane Jackson is okay.
Yes,
and nothing serious happened. That actually was a great sign. But with that being said, let's get into the game, y'all. Let's get into the game. Bills versus Titans. I said earlier, man, I literally couldn't get away from this. They called it a shellacking. They called it a throttle. They called it a bashing. Listen, it was all over the timeline. It was all on ESPN. Whatever publication you watch, it was there. 41-7 Monday Night Football. And I'm going to go to Matt first, our resident insider. He was there at the game. Matt, give me some things you learned yesterday.
Some things that I learned yesterday is that, our defense, I know we said it all off season. We said it a lot last season. Our defense is dominant. I mean, and Derrick, you just look at the box score. If you didn't watch the game, you look at the box score. You got, arguably the best running back in the game, held for 25 yards. Tannehill did nothing. They were all over it. And from the first play of the game, it was just, you could feel the electricity in the stadium. You could feel everything. And our fans are obviously the best fans in football. I mean, first, if you weren't at the game, from first down to the end of the game, it was the loudest place I've ever been in, hands down. I mean, the first play of the game was crazy. Just on defense, it was just out of control, man. It was great atmosphere. You see the fans all in the clips here. I can't say too much more on it. It was just great.
Interesting, Rad. Can you give me some things that you kind of learned in the peripheral, right? Like in a macro view, some things you learned about the game while watching it.
I think we accepted that we're the best team in football. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. It's like it's not a secret. It ain't like, we're trying to get there. It ain't like, let's hopefully we win some games. Hopefully, we just trying to make it back to the AFC Championship. It's like, no, we're the best team in football. We got the best quarterback in football. We got the best defense in football. We got the best offensive scheme in football. We got the best fans in football. There's a lot of best in football. And all we gotta do is show up. And some parts of the game, I feel like we wanted it too much. We wanted it too bad. If we understand that we are who we are and let it come to us. I said we was going 16-1. I gotta say, I feel like we should not lose a game.
No,
I feel like we should not lose a game. I know. We still haven't got your record, Sam. We don't know what the record. I don't think you gave that out yet.
I never gave my record out.
I don't think you have, because when I said 16-1, you laughed at me. But now I don't feel like going into each game. I don't feel like we should lose a game. Period. I mean, I know that sounds crazy. I know that's how maybe hyperbole for some people, but we have the best units. We have the best players at certain positions that our coaching is great. I think this is my last one. My biggest thing is this is a Sean McDermott year. This is a Sean McDermott year all the way through, because I think he got to know when to just I think the team is so confident and we just want it so bad. He got to know when to hold it back, when to not hold it back, when he got to know, he got to pick his spots to, all right, Josh, not this time. We got to let the defense do something. He got to, those are the tough decisions where he got to choose when or not to let, unleash Josh, I guess, if that makes sense, or just be like, no, because our defense is great. So he got to know, all right, the defense can handle it, bro. We got it. The defense gonna handle it. We're gonna get better field position. We're gonna score next drive. So things like that, nuances like that, our head coach got to figure out those things. If Sean McDermott have a great year like that, we're not losing, bro. We're not losing.
Yeah, I mean, and another thing, I guess I'll add to that too. Being the best team in football, I think somebody said it in the comments too. We do have probably the deepest team in the league. I mean, Josh Allen's one of those players that you can't really replace that. But man, everybody else on the field, you see it next man up. I mean, we had Gabe Davis out yesterday. Then we have Jake Kumaro and we have Jamison Crowder stepping up all game. Everybody stepping in, making plays on the offense and defense. The offensive line, Mitch Morse goes down right away. Van Roten came in. He started center. The offensive line didn't miss a beat. So that's just that kind of we got that kind of roster. It's great.
Listen, I'll say this. And while I agree with pretty much everything that's been said on the coaching tip, I think it's crazy because I don't think I've ever heard more talk about offense and defensive coordinators than right now at this time in football. Generally, when we talk about coaching, right, in years past, like if you just keep going back and back, generally fired coaches get the next coaching job. Like they just kind of, it was a kind of revolving door, a circle. It was cyclical. But now the new hot coordinator, and I'm gonna be honest, one thing I learned, I think Ken Dorsey might not be on the Bills next year. Like I like the way it's look. I mean, it is possible that Ken Dorsey, I mean, if he keeps going this way, he might be a one and done. Like I was here and now I'm gone. Yeah. It's looking. I mean, because it's like every time I know they talk about Sean McDermott, but they talk about Ken Dorsey and this whole Brian Daboll, and they see the connection, right? How Brian Daboll is 2-0, and if he keeps having success like that, and Ken Dorsey does, he's gone next year. He's gonna get one of these starting whatever quarterback is good. He's just gonna. I mean, it's just like that. Him and Leslie Frazier,
probably
like
Denver.
Probably
Denver because Hackett is
terrible. He's got off. But it's kind of looking like that. But I also want to, and that kind of goes to my other point. Our infrastructure is amazing, and I will say this: shout out to the Pagulas. We don't necessarily shout them out all the time for what they've been doing in Buffalo, but shout out to Pagulas in this aspect. They hired Brandon Beane, and they're allowing Brandon Beane to run this franchise in the right way, right? Him hiring and coming with Sean McDermott. Listen, what I'm hearing is like from the top down, even to the janitors, the Bills is on that time, dog. Like they're on that. No, seriously, they say the janitors actually moving well. You know what I mean? Like bathrooms are clean. Things is happening at an alarming rate. I'm just being honest. Listen. I'm being honest. I'm being honest. I know people. You kind of listen. You show me
all pro janitorial staff going on at One Bills Drive, baby. Let's go.
If you want to see a bad team, I'll show you a bad bathroom. I'm honest. You think I'm playing? It starts that way. People don't understand that. But from what I'm hearing is that even the janitors, ball boys, everybody has a certain it's a tick going on. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And that speaks well about the infrastructure, top down. Von Miller said it. He said, "Listen, we got a bunch of dogs on this team, and it starts with the number one dog. His name is Josh Allen. Our infrastructure we've been waiting for this. We've been dying for this for years. Like this is this laissez-faire attitude. And Sean McDermott, when he came into the building, him and Brandon Beane, they cleaned house. They got rid of everybody that was the problem. We're just gonna get rid of it. The salaries was all messed up. The books was all bad. And now when we look at it and we see the dividends. So I mean, listen, we're moving forward in the right way. But I had to ask this, right? Certain things we learned. I want to know from yesterday's game, Matt, if you can give me two players that you saw yesterday that was like, listen, I'm pointing these guys out. These are my Matt players of the game. And everybody in the comments, I want your players of the game as well. So, Matt, give me your players of the game yesterday, two of them.
Yeah, so, I mean, obviously, it's an easy one, right? And Stephon Diggs. I mean, he was targeted 14 times, came down with it 12 times for 158, 3 touchdowns. He is him. He is that guy. He's on a mission all year long. You can just see it in him every game. He's got that extra chip on his shoulder, and he wants to be the guy that leads us to the promised land, and he's going to help Josh do that. I'll just give one. I'll let Rad give another one. I know you asked for two, but I feel like
give another one.
Well, I
Give
mean,
another one.
no. It's just I'll let Rag go. I might give a bonus. We're good.
All right.
Yeah.
For me, I gotta go with the guy I've been kind of pumping up all off season is Russo. Greg Russo.
Played a
He
good
had some great moments. When they swapped him in to be that D tackle, he had some good bull rushes. He early on he had that roughing the passer, but you knew what type of time he was on. He was trying to get there. He was trying to, be that guy. Right here, Tara. Shout out to Tara. She said Groot. Is Groot Greg Russo?
I believe so. Yeah.
All right. All right. I'm sorry. I don't know. So, but yeah, for me, it's Greg Rousseau. I said he's going to lead the team in sacks, and I think he is. I think he's growing up. He's using all his tools. He just manhandled the guard they had there a few times. So I think Greg Rousseau had a great game. And also, I'm gonna give it to just the offensive line in general, the whole offensive line, because Mitch Morris went down and they came up and showed out. I mean, I think we gave up one sack or one or two sacks, if that. One sack, and I think they played great. I think the running game, when we did run the ball, we ran tough, and Josh was clean. He had the ball. He got the ball out quick, but I think the offensive line played good against a formidable defensive line in the Tennessee Titans. So I think for me, is on the defense is Russo, and I give the badge to the whole offensive line. They played well the whole game.
Okay. I'll do this. Listen, y'all know me. I'm a straight shooter. I believe in to whom much is given, much is required. And y'all know I ragged on our linebackers. And listen, another thing that I learned, clearly somebody's listening to this podcast. And I think his name has to be Tremaine Edmonds and Matt Milano. I'm gonna be honest. I think they honestly listen to this podcast because they heard me last week. They heard what I said about them. And honestly, they did. And I know they did. Sources have said, listen, and I show in our group message, I showed some text messages. A lot of people know that I do have my sources, and they come to me and they asking me questions daily about certain things in the game. That's neither here nor there. But Matt Milano and Tremaine Edmonds played very, very, very well. And I just, a lot of people said, right, they played downhill, right? They were like they were not reactive, they were proactive about football. And a lot of times, you see a lot of proactive linebackers. I'm not going to name them. We may have one in our comments. Shout out to our guy, Streets. But there was a lot of reactive. No, I'm just joking. Streets my guy.
Streets is a hitter, bro.
No, I'm joking. That was our guy. Shout out to Streets, number 55. You know the vibes. But seriously, like a lot of we do know a lot of players. We do know a lot of players who wait for contact, right? But what you saw was Tremaine Edmonds hitting the hole, filling the gap, right? Matt Milano filling the gap. They saw the hole. The hole was there, but they filled it and they made a play. Yes, Matt.
Yeah. But I think a lot of that has to do with, that revamping the defensive line is giving those guys those lanes and giving them those one-on-one. They're both great tacklers, so it gives them those one-on-ones all day long. And we've been waiting for these lanes to open up, and we got some dogs up front that are taking care of their matchups and not being putting the linebackers into traffic that they normally would be put into.
Absolutely.
So it's great.
And the thing about it is, we've been talking about this for 2 straight years, right? We need to stop the run. The run has been our Achilles heel, right? You know what I'm saying? The run has been one of the biggest issues with the Buffalo Bills. And now when we look at it, it's just like one of the best runners, quote unquote, in the game. We stopped him. Like, he did not have a good game, and it came for all fronts. My next people is our cornerbacks. Benford, shout out Dane Jackson, he got hurt. And Kyer Elam.
Benford showed up.
Benford he made plays, man. Like, even like he's a dog. Like, you can tell he's one of those corners. He's one of those guys who was kind of skinny, played football all his life, but was a hitter. You know what I'm saying? He was one of those. Oh, he's a hitter, y'all. Don't be fooled. He's a hitter. And Kyer Elam, he put his head down and put his head in there. He did what he had to do to make plays. And that's what we need for this team. It was a lot of game tackling. It was a lot of, listen, Benford, I'm not going to let you get to the outside. I'm going to hold my man up. I'm not going to let you get to the outside. I appreciated that. So shout out to them. But Matt, let us know, who was that second player that you didn't want to name?
No, I was gonna mention Milano. You went
Okay.
you went on the tangent, so I didn't have to say it at all. But I mean, we paid him. He has had injuries the past couple of seasons, but he's still he's our best linebacker when he's on the field, all around as far as coverage wise. Blitzing and tackling. He's definitely our best guy in that unit. At least in my opinion. So definitely shout out Matt Milano. He got his first TD last night. A great look for him. Great job, Matt.
And you gotta give our job to our punter. We didn't want to punt this year, this week, but we did, and it was some great punts.
Yeah,
some great punts, some turnovers on those punts. So shout out to our punter. What's his name? I forgot his name.
I don't know.
I mean, I don't even know his name. That's how
I don't really want to know his name either.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
That's how much we don't need him, but we do need him. Keep punting like that, bro.
Punter
Keep
is his
punting
name.
like that.
Absolutely. Shout out punt God too. Calling punt God too. We do listen. I guess
Martin.
I don't want to. Martin. Shout out to Martin. I don't want to bury quote unquote burying the lead, but I guess we do have to talk about Josh Allen, right? I know we always talk about Josh Allen, but we have to talk about him, right? Like he is on a tear. He's playing well, but I want to ask Matt and Rad and everybody in the comments. Can you give me a surprise? Is there anything that's surprising about Josh Allen's play on the field? Do you see anything that's like, okay, this is I knew he had it in him, but this is a little bit more. Is anything like that?
You know what? I can't. I'm not bad, right? If I was stepping in front there, but I can't really say that I'm surprised with anything because he showed these flashes in the playoffs last year, and he's kind of just keeping that momentum going at the end of the day. So I can't really say I could see any surprises with Josh. I don't know what the hell.
Yeah, for me, that like he said, that Chiefs game, it unlocks something. That Chiefs playoff game is like you on story mode and you unlock something. You realize, you know what I mean. You unlock the superpower. Now it's like it's over. Now you can just turn to Super Saiyan anytime you want. And I think he unlocked his Super Saiyan power, and now he just tap into it. And now only person in his way is him. And I think he figured out a way to take what the defense got. He can read the defense quicker. The scheme is where he know where to go with the ball. It's not too much he needs to figure out. And he just got it, and he comes into the game more controlled, right? He just comes into the game more controlled, more mature. He's just a more mature version of himself. And as you grow, you become more mature. And I saw that Chiefs game showed me like, oh, he reached another level. And it was nothing. He played a perfect game and we still lost, but he played a perfect game. We watched this man play a perfect game and we lost.
Yeah.
So he know that feeling to play perfect and lose. So he still he just tapped into something different now. He on the next level. He that elite tier. He elite player. He's just an elite player.
Absolutely. Shout out to Josh Allen, man. For me, it's the confidence. Josh Allen always had confidence in his ability, maybe too much confidence, but now he has confidence in his cerebral attack to the game. He gets to the line and he processes the defense, right? And that's something that we haven't seen it on this level, right? He's literally processing the defense. He's calling out weak links. You know what I'm saying? He's seeing like corners, like he's done his homework. Like this guy is lunch over here, yo. I got Kumaro. I know Kumaro is gonna beat him. It's Farley, but I know his tactics. I know where he's looking at. Like he's at that level of the game. And I think Streets even said it like Josh Allen didn't even run yesterday. We literally did not run him like at all. He ran. He had that one run in the beginning to kind of move the chains, but other than that, he just stood back in the pocket and dissected. He did what he had to do. But with that being said, since I did bring up the run, I do want to ask real quickly, and I'm sure it'll come up. Just one thing you think we have, something that we need to look at, something that we need, like something that I know we quote unquote played a perfect game, 41-7. It was a shellacking, but I guess one thing that we can kind of point out, and I guess I'll just throw it out there, it is our run game. Let's just go right into it. We don't gotta go around. It's our run game. So Matt, how do you feel about the Bills' run game and our running back room, and this the whole idea of it? What do you think is going on?
Well, I mean, our run game, it showed that it can be there. I think we were talking. I think Mike mentioned it in the group chat. We got to stop giving so much love to Zach Moss. I mean, Dev Singletary, he's our feature back. He should be getting the load, and I don't know really what's going on there. Why he gets it early and doesn't seem to get a lot, later on. I mean, the first run of the game, he ripped one, and then we didn't see too much of him after that. He's definitely shown that he is our best back time and time again, and I just don't understand it.
So Rad, why do you think? Why are we using Zach Moss like that? Like, does Zach Moss have something on Ken Dorsey? Like, why is he in the game all the time? Like, what is it?
I mean, I'm just going to disagree with you guys. I don't think the run game was an issue. I don't think nothing we did in the game was an issue at all. I think we played a perfect game. I think the scheme was perfect. I think Zach Moss got 3 carries. Who cares? The game script called for what we did. We had RPOs and Steph, and they was playing 10 yards off Stephon Diggs. So some of those runs, he took it out his chest and threw it to Stephon Diggs, and Stephon Diggs got 7 yards, got 8 yards. So I don't care nothing about who's in the backfield or who's getting the ball. I don't care about that. Our offense is elite. And if people playing off Stephon Diggs, Josh Allen, take the ball off whoever the back is. I don't care who the back is. I don't care if it's Derrick Henry back there. Throw the ball to Stephon Diggs, the person we gave $20 million. Sam, talk about it. The person we gave $20 million a year to, give him the ball and let him make a play, and that's what he did, period. So I don't care who's the running back. I don't care who's back there. We only ran the ball 24 times for 100 yards. It was cool. I think Zach Moss did fine. He ran the ball like 3 times. He had like 5 yards a carry. It was fine. Nope, it was not a big deal for me. I think we're in the minutia of the game and watching it, and we just too into it. But if we step back from it, how we played was great. And Stephon Diggs got those quote unquote carries that would have went to Singletary. So I'm fine with it. I don't think the run game is an issue at all.
Let me say this quickly. The way we play Stephon Diggs and roll him, that's what I like to see. Every game, you see, when he doesn't go out in the early parts of the game, he can go out in the end of the game and not play in the fourth quarter. I like that's just it just happens that way, right? It's not a new philosophy. It just happens. So I'm letting Ken Dorsey, I'm putting him on notice. Sean McDermott. How about this? Let's play our best player all the time, and he does great things all the time. And then so in the fourth quarter, he doesn't have to play all the time. Look at that. But I will say this about the run game.
Quick man.
I don't know if Zach Moss is a better pass blocker. I fundamentally do not understand why is he in the game. He's not like good. Like, you know what I mean? Like, he's just not good at all. Like, he's not a good football player.
Oh my God, y'all overdoing it.
No.
I'm not going that crazy, but I definitely just think that Dev doesn't get as much love.
What I mean by that is he's not a good football team for the Buffalo Bills.
He got 3 carries.
I understand that. Shout out
what
to
are
Zach
y'all even
Moss.
talking about? Y'all acting like this man took 10 carries from Devin Singletary got 6. He had 3. He got 3
I know,
carries.
but here's what
3 carries, but I feel like he was just on the field more than
he popped one for like 12.
Yeah,
listen, he was 16. But like, I just think like
boys are crazy.
Y'all
just want to be mad at something. That's all it is.
I don't like his
build. We gotta pick something to.
No, y'all don't. Y'all don't have to pick anything. Y'all know
my issue is
that was a great game. That's it.
My issue is it's just like we got him because he was a bruiser, right? And it's like we're terrible in short yardage. Like that's my only issue with it. It's just like short yardage. Like why if he's not in the game to get the ball in short yardage and get that yard, what is his role? Why is he in the game? Why is he in on passing downs? Why can't James Cook is more dynamic than him? I know he's a rookie, he has to get better, but Devin Singletary is definitely more shifty when he gets a ball in space. I'm just trying to figure out my
we got stopped one time on 4th down. We punted once.
That's my point. Shout out to Zach Moss. No disrespect. All I'm saying is I want him to be in the right role for him. I think the way that Ken Dorsey is using Zach Moss is not the good role. And I know Rad saying, oh my God, he only got 3 carries, but he's in the game in inopportune times for himself. I just want to be, I want him to do good. But with that being said, listen, we blew him out. You're right. We're in the minutia. It really doesn't matter. Tennessee Titans suck. We're way better than him. Thank you, Terrence.
I know mad about somebody with 3 carries.
But let's ask this. Because we do play Miami, right? Play Miami, Highmark Stadium. It's going to be a game, right? We just saw what Miami did. Tua Tagovailoa had over 500 passing yards. Tyreek Hill, 190 yards. Jalen Waddle, 160 plus yards. I mean, it was a dominant performance. They came back in the second quarter. They beat a great Ravens team.
Yeah.
So I wanted to ask everybody first, since we talked about this vaunted defense, just quickly, and we're going to have a lot of shows moving forward on this. You're going to get into minutia of the game. But Matt, how do you feel about Kyer Elam and Benford against those two dogs? Because that's the way it's looking.
Yeah. So one thing, like the first thing I said, like early in the game was that the Titans were getting some of those cross routes,
right,
and getting some of those quick passes off,
right.
And if we allow like, you know, Robert Woods and Treylon Burks, they're not, you know, Waddle and you know, Tyreek. So if we allow things like that to happen early, you know, we could be depending on our safeties and our other secondary members quite a bit if we allow those quick passes to get out. So I don't really know how I feel too much about it going into it, but I do know that you know, we've had success in the past getting to Tua, and we've been able to get to him and sack him. So I don't think he'll be as comfortable in a game like ours to be able to, you know, throw some of those passes that he does throw. So it's really tough for me to say right now, because, man, I was after watching the first couple of joints, I'm like, damn, I'm like, we're really not stopping this, huh? I mean, granted, you look at the box score, it wasn't crazy, but those little chunk plays, those can turn into 6 with those two guys at any time. We've seen it in the past.
Yeah, I think they're gonna. I don't think we're gonna be as dominant as, you know, against the Titans, because I think the Titans was one dimensional. Obviously,
yeah.
Like Matt said, Robert Woods, Treylon Burks, you know, they're just not it. Derrick Henry, you know, as we talking about it, we might have to start talking about, is Derrick Henry still Derrick Henry? You know, it don't look like it. Maybe it's the O-line, but who knows? Maybe it's just our Bills defense. But Tyreek Hill and Waddle are different. So I think they're gonna gain yards. I think they're gonna get yards. I think they're gonna get their targets. I think they're fast. But I think in the red zone is where we're gonna shine. I think our defense is good in the red zone. Bend don't break type of defense. Anyway, our scheme is to tackle. We got it. As long as we tackling. And on the other hand, we have Josh Allen. We have the better offense. We're going to score points. Period.
A lot of them.
You know, we're going to score points. So even if we give up 14, 21 points, we're going to score 30. So I'm not necessarily, we in a different age of where you don't want people to score. That's if the fact that we only gave up 7 points to the Titans is good, but even if we give up 21 to these guys, I'm fine with that. I think we're going to score 30, 35. So I think they're going to score. Maybe I think they're going to get some yards on us, but I think they're not going to stop our offense, and that's what I'm leaning on. And I think, unlike the Ravens, we're going to get to Tua in those moments. When we up 14, we're going to get to Tua. Tua going to start seeing ghosts. And Von Miller going to close again. We have closers. We have a closer in Russo and Von Miller and those boys, and that's the difference between us and the Ravens. And so I think we're good.
Well, and the other side of it is that, you know, we can afford to throw extra coverage out there, because we're not going to have to worry about a Derrick Henry in the backfield. We don't have to load the box up, put an extra run support for a guy like that against the Miami Dolphins.
And for me, I want to see Teron Johnson, man. I want to hear his name. You know what I'm saying? Like I think that Waddle and Tyreek Hill, somebody's going to be in a slot. I think Teron Johnson's gonna have to step up and show us what's up. You know what I'm saying? Make a play on the ball. You know what I mean? I think it's gonna be one of those games. And for me, also, I think good offense helps defense all the time.
Yeah.
And I think that what Ken Dorsey, I want to see Ken Dorsey in this game, because I want to see him have long, sustained drives.
His red zone play calling been elite.
Right, it has been. It has been, and I think that this is going to be a game where hopefully we can see a high, you know, time of possession with our offense to kind of keep the defense fresh, to keep those cornerbacks fresh so they can run with those guys. I think it's going to be that type of feel. Hopefully, you know what I mean? We'll see. You know, it remains to be seen. Listen, we have faith in our coaches. We have faith in our corners. We have faith in Sean McDermott. So when they're going to scheme something up, they're going to do something. But I will say a lot has been talked about the heat and the humidity down there. Obviously, we played in Miami before. It's not like, I mean, even though they're playing here, but I'm just saying.
No, we're playing in Miami.
Yeah,
we're playing Miami. Oh, yeah, we're playing Miami. Yeah, we're going to Miami. But so it's been a lot of talk about the heat and the humidity, you know, down there. But I will say this, even though I'm not sure if Hyde is playing or not, I did want to throw this out there. Jaquan Johnson, he comes from the U. He's familiar with that type of heat. Like I think it's a sneaky Jaquan Johnson.
Russo.
Yeah, I think for whatever reason,
Devin Singletary from down. They're all from that area.
We're kind of made for this, man. Yeah. Low key, we got it made for it. But you was gonna say, Matt?
No, but I will like say that I went to a game in Miami a couple years ago, and around this time, and there was you saw it. It was noticeable. Boys were cramping. Boys were going down. That sustaining themselves for that third and fourth quarter. Obviously, they're professional athletes. They're going to be well hydrated, but they just got to keep up with it throughout the course of the game because it is no joke in that stadium. So that's another thing that they can kind of look at.
All right. Listen, shout out to everybody, man. We appreciate everybody in that. Breaking news. We have a suspension on the Buffalo Bills.
Oh.
It's Bobby Hart. You ain't got to worry about it. Let's move on. Yeah, Bobby Hart got suspended on sportsmanlike conduct. We'll be all right. Trust me. But depth is important, though. I will say that. Like, clearly,
it said the veteran O-lineman confronted a Tennessee coach and punched him in the head, leading to a 1-game suspension. It's
wild. We getting crazy.
Yeah, what's going on?
Bobby Hurt.
Shout out Bobby Hurt. Yeah.
Get in.
If you know about the league, you have to do that a couple times now.
Yeah. Get in there. Shout out Bobby Hurt. I didn't know it was that, but shout out Bobby Hurt. Every now and again, you gotta, you know what I mean? But
we don't condone violence.
We do not condone violence. It's a family show. But shout out to Bobby Hart. You knew the vibes. We might get that Wing Kings pack. But shout out to everybody in the comments. We appreciate you. Comments was rocking. Please like, share, rate, and review. And Matt, before we get off the show, let the people know who won the contest.
Yeah, man. So this week, we actually had 2 winners. Yeah, we Josh Allen. Nobody got the score right, so they didn't win the gift card. I'm saying it for Mills. He's still doing the double up. That's still in play. Whoever does the correct score, they're gonna get a gift card, and then Mills is gonna match that. I don't care. I'm announcing it for him. But anyways, Josh Allen threw for 317 yards yesterday. We had 2 people. We had Rich Berrios. He guessed 319, and then we had Samantha Wall. She guessed 315. So I was going to throw in maybe some rock, paper, scissors for it, but you know what? Our good sponsors at Wing Kings, they're going to throw in 2 gift cards this week. So shout out to Wing Kings and shout out to you guys for playing and winning. So coming into this week, we are going to have the same contest for the game against the Miami Dolphins. So we play them this Sunday. It's a 1:00 kickoff. We're going to predict the score, like always, for the Buffalo Bills versus the Miami Dolphins. And as a tiebreaker, we are going to throw in this week. We're going to do Stephon Diggs. We're going to have his total yardage. Total yards. Yeah, we'll do total yardage. I'll even throw some rushing in there just in case. Total yardage. And then as a tiebreaker, we'll do his catches. So how many catches you think he's going to have, and then also his total yardage. And the winner will get a $30 gift card to Buffalo Wing Kings.
Listen, shout out to Wing Kings. They always come through, man. Listen, y'all got to go there now, please, man. Wing Kings been rocking with us. Like, for real, they've been rocking with us. We definitely appreciate them. Y'all know the vibes. Listen, we trying to give back to the people y'all been giving to us. So shout out to everybody. And listen, be on the lookout for all of our content coming up this week. And subscribe to our Instagram page. Mike D. Rad was on there yesterday. It was yesterday. The game was yesterday. Last night, the guy from Tennessee, we had to op him out there. He was wild. But listen. We need y'all on. We need y'all in the comments letting them know, man. Letting them know what's up, what time it is. So y'all know the vibe. So like, share, rate, and review. Subscribe to all of our platforms. Shout out to Buffalo fan base. And y'all know how we end every show with a little bit of that. Hey, 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 hey.
Hey.
Peace.
Only Buffalo is going to win it, folks.
Kick your heels up and down.
We've seen why the Buffalo Bills are en route to the playoffs.
Come on now, the Bills are making it happen now. Stand up now, come on and shout.
Buffalo Bills go undefeated. And we're going to the Super Bowl. Yeah.
Now, baby, come on.
No one circles the wagon like the Buffalo Bills.